Greetings, class. I wanted to take just a few minutes to provide you with an overview of the literature review assignment. Now, the literature review is a synthesis of research on a topic that has previously been studied. I understand that in Nursing 366, each of you had the opportunity to identify a clinical problem and perhaps to begin investigation of that clinical problem. What we need to do is we need to take that clinical problem, we need to identify a clinical question, and we need to dive into the literature to answer that question. Now, most typically, what we like to do with literature reviews is we like to write our questions in the PICO format. I want to emphasize the importance of including primary research articles in your literature review. Your literature review should not include review articles or opinion articles, so it's going to be very important that you're able to differentiate the different types of articles. So please do reach out if you have questions. Now, this literature review will also give you the opportunity to employ the concepts of academic integrity that you are learning about as you complete that plagiarism tutorial. In essence, what you will be doing is comparing and contrasting and connecting the research findings across the 10 articles that you include within your literature review that specifically answer your clinical question. And you will have an opportunity to synthesize this knowledge gained in a well-written literature review. So there are, in essence, two parts to this assignment. The first part is to find a minimum of 10 primary research articles and to create a literature review using the matrix method. I will have the matrix available for you in Brightspace, but the matrix method is useful as a guide to help you compare and contrast articles in an easy to read format. It is or can be a time consuming process, but again, when we take those elements from different research articles and we place them into the matrix, it does provide a easy to read format to compare and contrast the articles. And so you will find that by building a matrix that you will be better prepared and able to synthesize the knowledge and compare the articles across one another. Remember that your literature review should include a minimum of 3 different categories, and each of these categories should be a new section in your paper with an appropriate header. So let's take a look again at the elements. For the literature review, it will be important for you to search for primary research articles that include your topic's information and specifically answers your clinical question. All right? And again, primary research articles. So we want to refrain from using review articles or opinion articles. It's going to be important that you read your articles and begin to sort and classify them into categories, always considering your original topic and your original question to be certain that the article itself is applicable. Because when you complete your literature review, of course, this is going to follow your search. And some of those articles that you identify with your search may not be used in the final literature review. You may find that they are not specific to your clinical question. All right? It's fine if you include more than 10 primary research articles, but you will want to include a minimum of 10 articles and create a literature review using the matrix method. I would recommend that you write a brief outline of what you would like your reader to know about the topic. Now, this is not mandatory. The outline is not graded, but oftentimes when students can create an outline for each of the articles and what is important, then they are better able to compare and contrast the articles and to synthesize the knowledge into a well-written literature review. So I would recommend writing a brief outline of what you would like your reader to know about the topic, and perhaps some brief information or a brief summary relative to each article. Again, you will synthesize your research results within 3 to 5 topic areas or themes, and you will synthesize the material across several paragraphs. So typically, each topic area would be several paragraphs. It is very important that you paraphrase all information in your literature review. Your literature review should avoid the use of direct quotes. Paraphrasing reflects a higher level of understanding and analysis, and is expected in professional writing. It is important that when you write your review that you cite research throughout the paper. Now, your literature review assignment itself should be submitted along with the introduction that was submitted 1 or 2 weeks prior. Now, I understand that you may not have had an opportunity to go back and to make any edits that I recommended with regards to your introduction, but please do include your introduction with your submission of the literature review. The introduction will not be graded again at this point, but it just helps for me to see where your introduction is and how it flows into the literature review. You will want to attach your matrix as an appendix. You will also want to remember to include a title page as well as a reference page. Please do take some time to review the rubric to ensure that all of the criteria are met. The criteria, we will look at content, use of evidence, organization, as well as APA syntax and mechanics. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to me, and I can answer any questions that you have. Thank you so much.